Hi guys, welcome back to the world of Berry. It's your girl Air Berry. I hope you're having an amazing and beautiful day today. Alright y'all, so we're gonna go ahead and just jump into this. So actually originally I was planning to do a video that basically had to do with losing weight and using the Weight Watchers app versus using Noom, and kind of basically comparing the two and seeing which one I lost more weight on, or just like which one I felt better using. And my reason for wanting to even do that in the first place mainly came from the fact that I haven't really had the most of good days, to be honest with you, mentally. I've kind of felt a little bit sluggish, a little bit not myself, not really comfortable in my body. And so for me, when I start to get those feelings, my mind immediately goes to, you should lose weight. That's the cure. That's what's gonna make you feel better, right? And today, upon trying to get ready for this and really considering if I was really going to do this type of video, I realized that that's not the best way to really approach this. At the end of the day, what's more important is how I feel mentally, how I feel in my own skin, and really like the self-care and the self-love that I'm giving myself. And I really think that's more of the thing that's lacking. I don't need to lose weight in order to feel happier. I just need to mentally work on myself in order to feel happier, basically. So I wanted to just like preference this because I'm scrapping that idea for now of doing those two comparisons, and I'm actually going to embark on a 30-day self-care, self-love like challenge, to be honest with you. And I call it a challenge because this isn't the first time that I've, embarked on something like this, but this is the first time that I am going to record myself, film myself, put my stuff out there for you all to see and to come along on the journey. So like, you all are really holding me accountable to continue to hold on through the full 30 days and not just kind of like hit a high and then give up, right? Like ultimately the goal is to be better than where I'm starting, and not just like to hit a peak and to hit a high and think that I'm all good, and then once that low comes it really knocks me out. So yeah, calling it a 30-day challenge, self-care, self-love challenge. Ultimately wanted to bring you guys in just to show like self-love is a journey, and even with these 30 days, like it's not to say that I'm going to like reach this sense of enlightenment and like really have it all figured out. Like it's a continuous journey, but I really feel like I think it really only takes like 25 or 28 days to like create a habit. But like my goal is to create healthy habits, to create a self-love and like self-care positive environment for myself. So that way I kind of have that structure set up, so even when the lows do come in, they're not gonna just knock me off my feet like they kind of have been doing recently. So yeah, just wanted to bring you guys along in that journey. But yeah, so I'm gonna really focus on a couple of main things. So the first thing I'm definitely going to work on is journaling, and this journal basically keeps track of like my sleeping patterns, it keeps track of what I'm eating, it keeps track of how I'm feeling emotionally when I wake up, how I'm feeling throughout the day, how I feel before I go to bed, anything that like was great throughout the day that I wanted to jot down, anything that wasn't great or stressful. It really encompasses all of those pieces, which is really good to kind of keep track of, because it's easier to kind of see how you're trending and to see what things are either bringing you joy or that are kind of spiraling you into that low. Because what I've noticed is sometimes I can hit a low and not even realize that I'm hitting it or realize what put me in that low, but I just know I'm there, and then it's hard to get out of it. So this is going to really help me figure out what is the cause of my lows, and then how am I getting out of them as well. So after journaling, I really want to make sure that I am moving my body. In the past, I did keto, and I definitely lost a good amount of weight doing keto. The pandemic hit, I stopped doing keto, and I gained the weight back. Mentally, I thought that I was going to be overwhelmed and upset because I now had gained that weight back. Thankfully, that was not the case. I was definitely a lot stronger than I had been in the past. So it's really just been about loving my body no matter what size I am. And I really, like I said earlier, thought that I was going to go through another weight loss journey and doing the apps and figuring it out, but I just don't think that that is the right thing for me to do right now. And I learned when doing keto that if I just move my body, even when I was done with keto, like just moving my body in general helps just kind of keep me solid at like a constant weight. It just helps me feel better. I feel more energized. I feel like I'm doing something active. If I so happen to lose weight because I'm moving my body, like that's great. And if I don't lose weight, that's great too, because at the end of the day, it's just more for me mentally than it is for me like ultimately right now physically. My other thing is kind of really focusing on what I'm putting in my body. At the end of the day, I love food, and I love food. I have a love-hate relationship with diets because they restrict the food that you can eat. Weight Watchers restricts your food in a sense by like points, and then Noom, I think it does color coding, which is still restricting. And so I always battle with diets in general because they tell me I can't eat, and I don't like being told that or being felt like I can't have pancakes if I want pancakes, or I can't have fruit if I want fruit. Like, I don't like that feeling. So I think what's mainly the best thing is to really focus on just like what I'm putting in my body and making sure it's fueling my body. I have a tendency to just eat, especially with like emotions, bored, happy, sad, whatever. I just eat. I don't eat to fuel my body. I eat to just eat. So my goal is to be aware of what I'm eating and to make sure that what I'm putting in my body is going to fuel my body and it's not just like garbage. And I think that's what's been kind of contributing to some of my lows, is that I've just been kind of eating whatever I feel like, and it's been mainly fast food, mainly junk food. It hasn't been anything that's really good or beneficial and nutritious for my body. So my goal is to really focus on that. The last thing is just dedicating moments of time to do self-care. So whether that be, let's take a hot shower and really focus on, you know, when I'm honestly washing up, like focusing on myself, focusing on loving myself, and what's like also known as like mirror time, like when you stand in front of the mirror, whether you be I think you're supposed to be like naked or at least in like a bra and panties, and really like looking at your body and seeing what your body looks like and learning to love every piece of your body. So doing mirror time, making sure that I'm, you know, moisturizing is an act of self-love and self-care, you know, making sure that I'm getting enough sleep is an act of that. So really trying to incorporate these pieces into these 30 days to really help me get to where I'm honestly trying to be mentally, rather than trying to just attack my emotions weight wise, if that makes sense. I don't like mentally going into things thinking, oh, I need to just lose weight and that's what's going to help clear it up, because at the end of the day, you can lose as much weight as you want, or gain if that's also your thing that you need to do, you know, gaining as well. But like, you can do that as much as you want. But at the end of the day, what's going to help and what's going to make certain things stick is if you are mentally there and you're mentally okay. And you know that you will love yourself no matter what. And that you've really helped kind of get those self-care blocks and self-love blocks together. So that's honestly my goal for the next 30 days. Tomorrow is March 1st. So that will be day 1 of this journey. And you know, if you are definitely interested in seeing and being a part of this journey, or hopefully picking up something that's going to help you as well, you know, keep watching. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but honestly guys, I think it's going to be absolutely worth it, and I think it's going to be really good for all of us to learn and take things away, and I'm just interested to see what happens. So keep watching, and I almost was ready to do my end spiel, but the video is not over. But like I said, if you're interested, keep watching. All right, y'all, it is day 1 of this 30-day challenge. You know, the day starts off strong, as I feel like most challenges do. Like day 1, you're in it, you start off strong, you're doing everything you need. The real test will be obviously like day 15, day 18, like what does that look like? But right now, it starts off strong. I got up at a pretty decent time. I walked this morning. I, you know, ate what I wanted to eat, but like something I knew was going to keep me full for a while and fuel my body. You know, I took a nice like hot, relaxing shower, like journaled, kept track of things. So like so far so good. I will say almost had a hiccup. It has been a little stressful of a work day. I still, do obviously a 9 to 5, and just a little bit stressful this morning, but I did not let that impact me in the sense of eating. Typically when I get very overwhelmed or stressed out, I like to just like walk away and typically kind of dive into food, but I'm holding strong. I'm not trying to do that today, but I was very stressed out. But other than that, I mean, it's overall going well for my challenge. Still trying to obviously mentally and emotionally work on things, especially with work tends to stress me out. And I realize that's like one of my number one catalysts that kind of triggers me into lows is how stressful my work is. But other than that, things are kind of positive. So like I said, day 1 doing well. We will see how the other days progress, and go from there. Okay guys, so it is technically a couple of days over, but the end of week 1, if you count a week being 5 days or 7 days, I don't know, but it is Sunday, and basically this first week of this self-love journey is kind of done, over with, under my belt. I kind of wanted to just give a overview of how I feel so far. I mean, honestly, I really won't say that there's been much change. If anything, there's been more things that I've noticed about myself. So first I want to, I feel like there's something on my lip. There was a little piece of fuzz. So first I'm just gonna start with positives. So, every day I get up, and I meant to actually grab it, but I'll probably grab it in another update. But, I get up, I log myself in my self-love journal, or self-care journal is what it's called. And one thing I noticed throughout all of keeping track of those things was I struggled with the food aspect of it. The putting down what I was eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then snacks as well. And I feel like I've just recently realized, and maybe I've always known, but like I feel like I have a grouping, or so not like I combine self-love, self-care with food, and with healthy food. I combine the two together. And so in my mind, when I say I'm, focusing on self-love, or I'm focusing on self-care, my mind says, okay, so that means you need to eat healthy. It means you need to drink a lot of water. That means that, you need to be on a diet, basically. But in the very beginning of this week, I told myself that that was not the purpose of this. The purpose was to get out of that thought process of saying, I need to lose weight in order to love myself. And the goal was for me to just focus on loving myself, and yes, keeping track of what I was eating, but not to say I need to only eat healthy foods. But I realized that I struggled writing down what I would eat if it was something that was deemed as maybe unhealthy, or maybe not the best or nutrition, you know the word with nutrition. They had the most nutrition, right? So I struggled with documenting that, because I felt some type of like inner guilt that like, oh, if I decided to have a piece of cake or eat a bag of Skittles, or like, I don't even know, like eat Chick-fil-A, like I would feel almost guilty putting it down, and feel like in some way I had set myself back. And it's like the weirdest feeling. In fact, one of the days on the journal, there's a section that says like other thoughts, or even like things that I did for myself. And one day I went out to do some errands, and I had a food thought, and I have these often where I get the idea of wanting to eat something or wanting to get this food when I go out and run errands. Like, I don't know what that feeling is, but like I had a thought. It's like, I'm gonna go run these errands, and then I'm going to go get a large Chick-fil-A fry and a like half sweet tea, half lemonade to drink. Told myself this is what I was gonna do. I then went to run my errands and started feeling guilty about wanting to get that, and that it was unhealthy, and that, you know, that's not good for me, and that's overeating, and like I need to just stick to eating the foods that I have in my house, and like not splurge on something like that, because I splurge on food all the time. I have these food thoughts all the time, and I literally fought this battle with myself of not getting this food. And I ended up not getting it because, and at the time I thought I was being strong. I thought that I was making the decision for myself, being strong and saying, I'm not gonna go get that. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go eat, and I'm gonna eat something better. I don't really think in that moment I realized how like detrimental that thought process is, because I wrote in that journal what I did for myself, or like my other thoughts was, I was proud that I said no to going to get this food. And like that within itself, oh, gonna get a little emotional, I think is like a lot, right? Because you shouldn't have to feel ashamed to want to just, like, that's like a snack, like to just go grab a snack, right? And you shouldn't tell yourself like you can't eat something because it's like, yes, maybe not the most nutritious, or like it's not air quotes healthy, or whatever you deem to be healthy, right? But like it's just food, like that's all it is. And like looking back on that, like I feel some type of way. I feel like that's a lot. Like I just feel very overwhelmed by that thought process. All of that is pretty insane, and I journal, and I realize these things as I'm journaling, and I see what my thought process is as I'm, you know, writing this information down and logging it, and it's pretty crazy, to be honest, but yeah, it's already been pretty insightful within just like this last week, so I'm interested to see what else happens and like what else comes from this journey, because I think that there's a lot more that I didn't even realize I needed to do, or growth that I have to do. And it's not like I thought this was just going to be the easiest cakewalk. Like the journey to self-love and self-care is like a long road, and it's not like something that just happens overnight. And even when you feel like you've reached that, there's still more growing that you can do. And so like I don't expect to just be like the queen of self-love after these 30 days, but like I know that there's a lot more growth that I have, and a lot of more things I need to work on. But I'm hopeful about the rest of the 30 days, and I'm interested to see what happens. So. Alright, y'all, so today I am treating myself to a self-care day. These last couple of days I have not felt so good. It is March 14th, so it's like the 14th day in on this self-love journey. 2 days ago I started not feeling the best mentally and physically, and my physical feelings really took over, and I just, I was just really under the weather. I had to get up for work earlier than usual, and I'm a sleeper. If you know me, I love to sleep, so that was not convenient for me. I panicked actually today and a little bit of this past week, because I have been home with my family, and so like if I'm gonna work out, like I'm working out in my house, like we have a treadmill, so like I know I'm safe when I'm working out at my home, but like being here and back in my apartment, like the only way to work out is in the communal gym. And like some thought of that, like, honestly low-key scares me. Like, they, you know, there's not that many people allowed in the space, you know, they clean it, gyms are open in general, but like for me, I think like I'm not comfortable with that. So like I panicked because I was like, well, I'm not comfortable going into the communal gym to work out, which means I'm not going to work out this entire week that I'm here in Ohio. Like, what is that going to do with my mental stability? Like, how am I going to feel that I'm not moving? Like, I thought moving was a part of my like self-care love. So then part of me also was just like, okay, well, I can just walk around the neighborhood. Like where I live, I can just walk outside. Like, it's actually been pretty decent these past couple of days, so like I can just walk around. So part of me is like, okay, well, I'll just walk around, but the other part of me is like, am I actually going to do that? And I'm not sure. So I've just been very tired, very overwhelmed. So being back, I just decided that I was gonna go, I need to get my nails done. So we're gonna get my nails done. I think I'm gonna go get my eyebrows done. I plan to, you know, wash my hair later and really like take time to deep condition and all of that stuff. And then I just found out that there's this new place that opened up where I live that actually has boba tea, and I love boba tea. So I'm gonna go get some boba tea and just like really treat myself today. Yesterday I watched 2 movies. I, you know, treated myself to Chinese food. So I'm feeling like a little bit better. This type of low that I'm experiencing in the past definitely would have hit a lot harder, and it would have been a lot more mentally draining. So I think that I've developed something, or I've come some type of way to feel a lot better. But yeah, so I think that's a positive that it didn't hit me as hard as it would have in the past. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know, you know, had a couple of days of and not really quite sure what's about to happen within this next week as far as moving my body and working out, but I'm gonna try to do my best and just make an effort to do something, even if that just means doing workouts in my apartment. So we shall see, but I will keep you guys updated. And I just realized this is not the most flattering angle, but it is what it is. I needed to say what I needed to say. All right, guys, so I am back in my apartment. I just did a couple of other errands, got my eyebrows done, my nails are now done. I'm feeling a lot better than what I felt 2 days ago, than what I felt earlier today, to be honest with you. Once I got my nails done, I really felt like that bitch, if we're being honest. It's funny enough, I thought about getting a different color, but really getting red nails just like, it does something for me. It does like something to my personality, my energy, you know. I feel like that chick. So got my nails done, started feeling great. Went and got my eyebrows done. They look so much better. The girl literally snapped on my brows. And then I went to this place. It's called Little Cup of Tea. Oh my gosh, it's literally the cutest thing ever. So I'm a fan of boba. I found some when I was in Indiana, and like literally have been hooked ever since. Not necessarily boba in like milk tea, mainly because I'm lactose intolerant and thought of milk and tea sometimes doesn't really go with me. But the idea of like a flavored tea or lemonade with boba, something I'm like in love with. There's a place that just opened where I live, so I went and actually got that. And guys, it's literally right here. It's the cutest little thing. So this is what it is. It's a blueberry lemonade. Oh, there's some spillage happening. Blueberry lemonade, and then it's got blueberry, well, probably show you with the right hand, blueberry boba. So I haven't tried it yet. And then she put these little 3 pieces of lime, and then it's got this cute little bear like cup. I don't know. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, I'm about to try it. Okay, hold on. Oh, that smacks. Wait a minute. Oh, that's great. That's really good. Oh, that's really good. That's really good lemonade too. It's literally like not so sweet, but it is a good, like, it's not like overly sweet. I should say it's sweet in lemonade, obviously, but it's not like overly sweet. Super cute. Story time. I definitely forgot all about this part. So guys, tell me why. So I went to get my nails done, right? I got a manicure, but I also got a pedicure, right? I booked this last night. not necessarily last minute, but sort of kind of. Like, I go about every 3 weeks typically when I'm back in Indiana with my family. I go with my mom. So like this is the 3-week time period for me to get my nails done. So I booked the appointment yesterday, but I in a sense booked it last minute because I was deciding on if I was going to do it today or if I was going to do it tomorrow before I go to work, basically. And so I told myself, I was like, no, just go ahead and do it on Sunday, have a whole day, right, to yourself. So I booked it, didn't even think twice about it. I got to the place, right? Picked my color out. She pulls me over to the chair to get my pedicure. I go to lift my pant leg up. I'm in this cute Fashion Nova, like, sweatpants set. And I go to lift my pant leg up. And I think like I touched my pant leg and immediately my mind said, you didn't shave. You didn't shave. And I panicked. Y'all, I shave every time before I go to get my nails done, like before I get a pedicure, because like I just feel like that's common courtesy. Like that's just something decent. Like that's what you're supposed to do, right? Like I think that's just like a not written out rule, but like a rule, right? So I don't know what happened. Like I said, I was real off my game these past couple of days and I don't know, but I forgot. And I got there and literally was so embarrassed. I looked the lady in their eye and I said, listen, I am so sorry. I did not shave. I apologize. I'm low-key embarrassed. Like just letting her know, right? Cause I was like so upset. She was the sweetest, kindest girl about it. She really didn't like care. She was really nice about it, but like I couldn't look her in the eye for like the rest of the pedicure. Like I literally, she was like talking to me, asking me like, you want your nails cut down? Like, is this good? Like all types of stuff. And I'm just, yep. Like the quicker this is over so I can put my pant leg down, like the better. Plus there's like other people in the salon, right? The nail salon. So like, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna look over. They're gonna see my hairy legs. Like mind you, I feel like I am a nice brown color, but I'm still like lighter on my legs. And so the hair is black. Like my hair is black. So like you can see it. It's not like ooh, you know, we're around the same skin color and hair color and this, you can't really notice it. No, it's like black. Like you can see it. So yeah, it was a lot, but fun because you just got to take the punches and roll with it. So that awkwardly enough made me embarrassed, but then laugh and like relax a little bit and kind of get back into my natural spirit. And then like I said, once these red nails got on, it was over. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna chill for like a hot minute, finish this tea or lemonade, sorry, and then wash my hair and meal prep. So yeah. All right, guys, it's day 27. It is really sunny outside and it feels great. So I'm going to go out and about. Just honestly, like being outside and being in the sun is like self-care for me. It just helps me and it, you know, really just energizes me. So I'm really excited. I'm definitely someone who's a little bit more in the moment. So to be honest with you guys, I haven't captured a lot of the last couple of days, mainly because it's, you know, the same old, getting up, working out, making sure I'm journaling and things like that. So I haven't really captured much, but I'm more like in the moment and just like how I feel. And I've been feeling pretty well so far. I've definitely not had as many like negative thoughts about myself, or like even when I see memes or I see TikToks that might have like triggered me in the past, like they don't have as much effect or hold on me. And I actually like find myself saying like, no, that doesn't apply to me because you're a boss bitch. Like I find myself negating it, which is like a positive and definitely something new. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I've just kind of been living, and like that's the first time I can honestly say that. Like most of the time I feel like I've always just like watched myself or watched my life kind of happen and unfold. And, you know, for once I can definitely say that I've definitely just been like living my life a little bit more and definitely just being in my body and accepting the way that I am and learning to love myself. And it's been really good so far. So, you know, just because the month is ending doesn't mean like this is over. I'm going to continue this even after. But I definitely wanted to just kind of track my progress this far, and we still have a couple more days. So we shall see how things play out, but it looks like things are gonna go pretty well. All right, guys, so it is the end of our 30-day self-love challenge. It's actually a couple of days after the 30 months, wow, the 30 days. It's just taken a while for me to get to filming this basically outro. So my overall progress thoughts over the 30-day challenge that I did, honestly guys, I'm really excited. I feel like I've definitely made an improvement and a lot of progress in my self-love journey. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the 30 days isn't like a set time frame that you're gonna learn everything and that you're gonna just automatically come out of it thinking, oh my gosh, I love myself so much. Oh my gosh, I have all the confidence in the world. There's no more work I need to do. It just is like a moment that I wanted to really make sure I was focusing on loving myself and caring for myself and working on those good traits and habits to have to work overall on self-love and confidence. So a couple of things that I actually did over the 30 months, because I know I started this video with kind of an idea or a list of what I was going to do, but I want to go over what I actually did. So the first thing I did was honestly just making sure I woke up at a decent hour. I don't really start work until later in the afternoon, and I have a tendency to sleep very, very long, until like the hour or two right before I actually have to get up. And especially being at home and working from home, it's easy just to like get up, brush your teeth, wash your face, you know, roll over, and then just like go get on your computer. So like making sure that I took time to actually get up consistently at the same time, as often as possible, and just kind of sticking with that so that I was up and ready for the day. And then also just making sure that I was going to sleep at a decent hour. Now that varied a lot over the 30 days. It really just depended on, you know, was it the weekend? How tired was I? How stressful was work? But really just focusing on those two pieces to make sure that I not only feel rested, but then like also I'm taking advantage of the day that I do have before I go to work. Next thing I really focused on was making sure I got up to move my body for at least 30 minutes a day, along with just like getting up at a earlier, air quotes, because I still am a sleeper, at an earlier time than I normally had, making sure that I was actually being productive with that time. So making sure that I was, you know, getting up and then moving my body and working out, and not just kind of being complacent and sitting still. Something I think that works for me is just to move my body and to like get up and just exercise a little bit more, whether that be, you know, intense exercise, or whether that just means, you know, just doing something as simple as just walking. Moving my body, I think, really helps me, rather than just being like, okay, we have to do a strict workout plan and we have to do a strict eating plan and this is your diet this month and like all of that craziness. Just moving is something that works for me. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting up and moving my body and being productive. I actually ended up really enjoying that and kind of falling in love with the idea of getting up and working out, and just moving my body, because I knew it wasn't ever going to be something that was like super intensive or something that was going to, you know, make me not want to get up the next morning and do it, but it was something that like if I missed the day and I wasn't able to go and do it, I felt like, okay, do I do it later in the day? Do I just like not do it, but then, you know, go harder the next day? And by harder, just like, do I just work out longer, so walk longer? But I wanted to constantly get up and do it and move. And so that was something that was really new for me, because I typically don't enjoy working out. I typically don't want to work out. I don't like waking up the next day to work out. That's not something I do. But I moved as much as possible every single morning. And then, you know, some days I didn't. If I didn't feel like I wanted to get up, if I didn't feel good, if I was okay with, if I missed that day mentally and being fine, then I missed the day. I didn't force it to happen. So like listening to my body was also a piece of that as well. Along with getting up and then working out, I also journaled. It was a lot of reflecting and like recording that happened, and I recorded like for a good amount of time. There were days where I did not record, mainly because I just forgot, and then the next day happened and I also forgot, and it kind of spiraled, but then I would pick back up. So I did work to record as much as possible, because it really helped me recognize certain things. It helped me recognize how I felt when I woke up in the morning. It helped me recognize, you know, my sleep, how long I was sleeping, how often, you know, what times I was actually going to bed versus what I thought, or what times I was waking up, and then, you know, what my dreams were like, and, you know, also really what came down to being the most important piece was like what I was eating. Through this process, I also learned that I have an interesting relationship with food. I learned that that's something that I really need to work on moving forward, is like my relationship with food and how I think of food and view food, and then how I view food when I'm here with my family and how I view food when I'm by myself, because I realized that those are also two different things. And so I really, you know, that's my next kind of goal, is to work on that and figure out what the two reasonings are basically as to why there's even two ways I view food, and then how do we make it one but also making it a healthy view of food. So also working on that piece. But yeah, I mean, overall, I really enjoyed this 30-day like progress. I really felt like I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to care for myself. I learned what love looks like for myself. I definitely made sure I took plenty of self-care days within the self-care month. So I made sure to take days where I went and got my nails done, I got my eyebrows done, I did facials, I got hot bubble baths, you know, I watched my favorite TV shows, I watched new TV shows, you know, occasionally I did indulge in some of my favorite food, and just like learning what that looked like for me as a sign of treating myself and loving myself. And you know, I took time to, you know, put lotion on my body, and I took time to, you know, wash myself in the shower, making sure that not only obviously I'm clean but like just, you know, taking care of my body and making sure I'm reaching in every piece of me that maybe, you know, I don't always focus on when I normally was in the shower. And even with lotioning, making sure I'm, you know, as greased up as I possibly can be, that maybe I wasn't focusing on greasing up prior to, right? So just like making these little moments and taking them in and like really focusing on it definitely helped. And just learning like, you know, what I like and what I don't like. I'll be honest, I think I mentioned in the beginning of this video I wanted to do mirror time. I'll be honest, I did not do mirror time. For me, mirror time is still something that's very hard to do and to accept and to want to acknowledge. So that's something I still need to do and I still need to work on. And, you know, I'm committed to working on that as well and growing in that area. So, you know, just another thing, like I said, that you have to continue to do, right? It's a continuous learning process. It's not just something that you can do within a short amount of days, but you can start to at least focus and work on it and start to build certain habits and certain processes that help you on this journey, so that way that you can, you know, ultimately get to a finish line. If there's even a finish line, I honestly don't know. I don't want to rush this process. I want to make sure I'm taking my time, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that this is true and that this is something that is unbreakable and that like no matter who comes in and out of my life won't shake. And so yeah. Overall, like I said, I definitely think that this was something I had to do. I think it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And I would definitely encourage you to just take time, you know, whether it be a full month, whether it be only a couple of days, a week, whatever it looks like for you, and take that time to, you know, work on these steps and work on your love for yourself and caring for yourself, because it's very important. Because, you know, honestly, I really believe if you're not full, if you don't care for yourself, if you don't love yourself, it's really hard to show that to others. And you might always feel, at least I know I did, feel empty. You might feel like you're searching for something and you're looking for something and you're looking for it in other people to make you feel more whole, but that's just not possible. You're the only one that can make yourself feel whole. You're the only one that really has that impact on yourself. So you really have to start with yourself before you can, you know, be with or start with anyone else, to be honest. But yeah, I definitely, like I said, recommend this for anyone. I have a long way to go still, but I've definitely made a really big impact, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see my journey and to continue growing, and yeah. But if you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit that notifications bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. And yeah, please leave your comments in the in the bottom of the video. I don't know why I wouldn't say in the description box, but yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you're on your self-love journey. Let me know if you want any advice or tips or anything like that. I'm definitely open to help out. But yeah, like this video, and you know guys, just thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for caring, and remember to be kind to yourself. And yeah, have a blessed day, and thanks for watching. Bye.